Going fast is fun, there's no doubt about it. Most car guys get their car and immediately want to keep throwing money into the engine and beat everybody, and this works. But what if you want to actually daily drive your quick car? Engine mods are great, but they kill drivability. And yeah, you can listen to that annoying car Instagrammer that dailies a 1000 horsepower Supra and says it's all good, but make no mistake, his car is not fun doing chores like running to the grocery store. It's really only fun when he's taken to the outskirts. On top of that, if you live in a place like California, you're basically not allowed to touch the motor of anything post 1975. So, what do? You want a car that's quick when you want it to be, but easy to drive around town while still smoggable. Well, you're in luck, because here's a few tips you'll want to know to get that seat-shoving feeling while still being able to drive your grandma to church on Sunday. Also, little reminder, I've got a Redbubble. I sell car pictures I take, I put them on hats, shirts, prints, and tons of other things. Got Hot Wheels, hot rods, stock cars, and more. They're pretty cool. Come check them out. Before we really get into this video, let's get something straight. There's a difference between a fast car and a quick car. For the sake of this video, here's what it boils down to. A fast car has a high top speed, like a Ferrari. A quick car has a short 0 to 60 and a little bit of a lower top speed, like a Hellcat. Yes, there are some cars with both, but those are for the hot rodders or the rich folk. For the vast majority of us, there has to be compromises. This list is specifically about 0 to 60 quickness. So, now that we got that out of the way, let's pick a hypothetical to make upgrades to make it quick. How about a 1990 Camaro? Cheap enough to be a first car, but hot enough to be something an enthusiast would want to improve on. 0 to 60 time is about 6.3 seconds, so there's plenty of room for improvement. So, with this Camaro, where should I start? The cheapest place, of course. Alright, we're gonna start with a cold air intake. Fuck, I'm not allowed to touch the motor. Alright, it's gonna be a little harder than I thought. Let's do this. So, the cheapest thing to do is not spend any money. Time to disappoint your father and start stripping. It's all gotta go. Back seat, passenger seat, carpet, door cards, everything. Spare tire, gone. Jack, gone. Speakers, gone. If it's not an engine or safety, take it out. You said you want to be fast, didn't you? Well, this is how you do it. Obviously, this sucks. It's not fun to do at all. Whatever joy you gain from being faster than others, you lose it by sweating in stop-and-go traffic with no entertainment. Remember, this is not a race car, this is a daily. But I know people will start swarming the comments saying it's an option. Don't do it. That's the devil. You will tell everyone it's great. You will convince yourself it's great. You will not convince that girl you're trying to take out that it's great. To anybody who's not an enthusiast, you look broke. Because you are. Brokey. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's get to the real stuff. Now, this is really kind of more focused towards American cars. There might be some JDM or European adapters, but, primarily this is for this Camaro. Let's look at the transmission. Most likely it's an automatic, a 700 R4 to be specific. It's a good transmission, it gets the job done, but it is not great for staying in your power band. This is a 4-speed overdrive transmission, was made for everything from muscle cars to trucks, and as a result, a lot of compromises were made. Also, I know most of you guys are going to say like, oh, well, it's not a real car because it's not a manual. Remember, this is for daily cars. The vast majority of Americans prefer to drive an automatic because there is a lot of stop-and-go traffic here. It is not fun to be stuck on the Altamont Pass with the stop-and-go and then constantly having to ride your clutch. It's very boring. Anyways, back to the video. When your power band is really only between 3,500 and 5,500, you're not going to be spending a lot of time in the right RPM for your engine, especially when racing. Doing an entire transmission swap or getting custom gears made is way too expensive, so what can you do? Well, if you're anything like me, you get yourself a used gear vendor's overdrive. Now I know what you're thinking, dude, this transmission's already in overdrive, why do you need another one? Well, for 2 reasons. One is double overdrive. What's better than getting more MPGs while going faster? Nothing, that's why. But these are more than just an extra gear at the end. Gear vendors let you gear split. Basically, you can turn on the overdrive in any gear you want, meaning you don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, and 4.5, or a close ratio 8-speed transmission if you're feeling fancy. Now, I put one of these on my TH400 and they absolutely help make you quicker. I haven't tested in a while, but I want to say my old motor knocked off almost a whole second of my 0 to 60. Why? Because I was in my power band for a lot longer. They're not just for automatics either. They make adapters for manual transmissions too, if you can believe it. And you can set it to come on at a button push or automatically. Best piece of kit I bought for my car, by far. They're expensive, but if you find one used with your trans adapter, it is so worth it. Plus, it helps with the next part of my list. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the gear vendors isn't cheap. I mean, if you buy a brand new unit, it's like $2,500. But if you buy a used one like I did, you can find the actual unit for around $800 to $900. I want to say they have a lifetime warranty, but don't quote me on that. So your Camaro is now faster from light to light and for its top speed. What do you do next? You change your rear gearing. So my experience with this isn't great. I've only ever done it on a classic muscle car, so I got no clue if it helps with front wheel drive vehicles, but I'll give it my best shot. Rear gearing refers to the ring and pinion gear in your differential. It's where the spinning drive shaft applies the powers to the wheels. I can explain this the easy way. A high number means a quicker 0 to 60. This Camaro we're modding has a rear end ratio that is 3.42 to 1. This means that the drive shaft has to make 3.42 rotations to turn the wheels once. A numerically higher gear like 411 means the drive shaft turns 4.11 times to turn the tires once. This makes your car quicker and increases your torque at the wheels. However, this causes an issue. Like everything else in a car, there's a give and take. Yes, your car's quicker off the line, but you're also near the top of your power band quicker, and your engine spins at a faster speed to go to the same miles per hour. As a result, you lose a bit of top speed and your gas mileage plummets. However, the reverse is also true. Go for a lower gear like 2.73, and you're slower off the line, but your top speed will increase and your fuel mileage will go up. However, know that this isn't always going to work. It is always dependent on the motor in your car. For example, back when my car was a regular 3-speed with 2.73 gears, I decided to jump all the way into 411. Now, this improved my 60-foot time by a little bit, but it made my quarter-mile time almost the exact same speed at a higher RPM. Why? Well, my engine wasn't built to be a screamer. It ran out of breath at 4:30, and all the extra RPM I picked up did diddly squat. Luckily for me, I put in the gear vendor soon after and got that overdrive, which brought my highway speed down to what it used to be, and my times actually got a bit faster. Rear gears with the overdrive unit got me about a whole second and a half off, if I remember correctly. Last thing I want to talk about is the most overlooked mod of all, using premium gas. I'm kidding, that obviously doesn't do anything. If you believe so, you're wrong. No, the most overlooked mod of all time are some good quality tires. You now got all this torque, but that means absolutely nothing because your wheels are causing a smokehouse every time you get on the gas. And, as the old adage says, if you're spinning, you ain't winning. And I'm talking really good tires, like some Mickey Thompson street slicks, not the summer tires that come with your car. Grip is the most crucial part of all this. A tire with a stickier compound won't spin as easily, and any time you used to spend doing a burnout is now pushing you forward. If you need even more grip, you can let some air out. There is a catch though. A launch with perfect grip is very stressful for a drivetrain, and sometimes even your suspension. If you haven't upgraded the drive shaft to something stronger, do it now, because you don't know when it's going to snap under that torque. Could be today, could be 5 years from now, but it will happen. Stickier tires also wear faster than traditional tires, so factor replacement costs in with it. I recommend finding some extra wheels from a junkyard specifically for your stickies or stock tires, so you can throw them on only when you need them. Listen to that again. If you can't buy the sticky tires twice, you need to keep your old tires on other wheels. Things happen. This is a daily. You hit a nail, you bump up on a curb, and if you can't afford a new tire, you need to keep your old tires as backup. It's always good to have cheapy backups. You cannot mix and match a sticky tire on one wheel and a summer tire on another. That uneven grip will cause you to have no car. And now an honorable mention is to add a shot of nitrous. Now, I didn't include this in the main list because in this video, it's the equivalent of pointing your finger in someone's face to get on their nerves and say, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. Yes, this is technically not touching the engine and you can add it and still pass smog, but I'm still counting it as screwing with the motor. My only tip is to either get it professionally installed or spend some more money and make it a progressive switch. Alright, that wraps up this video. I hope it helped you guys out a lot. I wish I'd known this stuff when I started. I would have made my car journey a whole lot easier. Reminder, I have a Redbubble where you can buy some pictures that I took. Blah, 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 blah. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.